Hey everybody, Eric here, and we are going to try and wrap this guy up today. You saw in the last video, got this thing all put in place where it's supposed to be. So now I have to go through and stitch all these welds up, get everything ground down. Hopefully I don't run into any issues. I'll bring you along for part of the welding ride, just to show you how things are going here. Certainly not the whole thing, that'd be a lot of boring welding. Alright, let's do this. I gotta turn the wire speed back up. Gotta check the lines as I go here. Light's coming from over this side. High top there. That's pretty good. This is the spot where I cut into it yesterday, so a little harder to bridge this gap here. So a lot of these you'll see I do 3 welds. So I tack the bottom, the top, and then a bridge. Where it's close together like this, I can just hit it sort of right on the edge and have a bridge. But on these bigger ones, I usually have to come across. Turn the viewfinder here so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. So let's see here. Try the triple here. One on the bottom. Top, bridge, miss, bridge. There we go. So that one took 4. We didn't bridge the first time. Go a little further down. Good. This is a pretty big gap right here. We got it. Puts a lot more heat in the panel too when you have to. Okay. Just keep checking as I go. That's a really big gap on that one. No problem. Alright, I'll cut you off for a while. I'm just working my way around, and as I expected, this side over here was going to be a little more trouble with blow-throughs and such. It's not going terribly, but it's doing okay. And this area up here is not the best. That gap is a little wider than I want it to be because of that cutoff wheel, but it's going okay. So I'm just dancing around the panel here. I do, I don't know, 5 or 6 welds, stop, brush it off, blow it off, continue. And I'm not seeing any signs of warpage yet. It's looking pretty straight. So can feel a little bit of wiggles right in here, but I think it's alright. We'll just keep at it. Alright, I think we pretty much have this done here. So I'm going to go ahead and grind it down and see the state of affairs. And there is one high spot in it right here. I think that's where that panel was too tight right there. I only cut it back to about here somewhere, so I think I should have cut it a little further back. Probably what's going on, so you can feel a bump right there. I tried tapping it down with the hammer, but it doesn't want to go anywhere, so I'll just leave it for now. I'm not doing all the finished body work on this right now anyway. So let me get it ground down and see what things look like. Alright, I'm going to try this again. Didn't have very good luck last time, but got a piece of welding rod here, frame jammed in that hole there, and do some goodness there. We'll give it a try. I'm going to try and just tack it in with it sticking out a little bit, then cut it off, and then try and bend it into the hole. Here's the plan. See how that works. Okay, and then I want to use the cutoff wheel. Try and cut that off in an appropriate place. See how that goes. Okay. Handy dandy hammer. Looks like that might work. Let's get it welded. Hopefully without blowing up. That's working. Alright, we are done welding here. I think it's a good deal. I am going to take a block out and just block this for the fun of it, just to see how bad it is. I mean, I can see already here, but I think most of this will come out with a shrinking disc, but never having used one before, I'm not sure. I cleaned up this edge. Hang on. I cleaned up this edge here, tried to give it a good line. The bottom here, straightened that out with a hammer and dolly. That looks pretty good, I would say. So this stuff in here can stand to come down a little, which is nice, because that's what it needs to do. But anyway, let me just block this for the heck of it. So I have a fairly flexible block here to go over that with. Let's take a look-see. So like we said, we're just doing that for fun, but it seems like this part of the panel stayed pretty flat up there. It didn't warp way down to here anyway. So it's all pretty good. And one low spot right there. This stuff's got a few low spots and high spots in it as expected, but so anyway, I think this will be good. I got to order me a sanding or a shrinking disc rather, so I can go across this and hit it. But I like it. All right, so I'm going to clean it up and go ahead and put the wipe of fiberglass on everything here. Now it's classic. I had just a couple little pinholes to plug and had my regular gloves on. A big old coal landed on my hand. Ow. Alright, so fiberglass is on. Letting that tack up a little bit. You can get your first look at that panel there. It's a matte finish, not a gloss finish, so you can't see perfectly, but I like it. Looks pretty good. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, that's tacky enough to take the high stuff off, so I'll take some 80 to that and just knock it down. Well, you know, I think that's actually not too bad. For my first panel ever on the outside of the car, I think it came out pretty good. I went over this with the hand block with 80 grit over the whole thing, mostly just for practice so I could see what I was looking at. And you can see the low spot that we knew was there, the high spot around it. So I know that was there, and that's the area that I said I wanted to take the shrink disc to. The oil can's already pretty much gone, but I'd have to grind that out and try and pull that out. This area in here, I kind of tapped all this stuff down to make sure I didn't have a crown sticking up right here, so this is all lower than it should be, but I think not too bad. Hang on a second here. Give you the idea of what I'm talking about. So it's not terrible, I don't think. This is actually pretty good in here. A little bit there. That's still a high spot right there. I gotta tap that down even more. But coming across here, now this is a curved surface here, so it's a little hard, but you can definitely see the low spot right there. There's a bit of a low spot right here, but the rest of it's pretty sweet. If you run your hand across here, you can definitely feel the little whoop-de-doo right there. You can feel all of that, but the rest of it's pretty good. This whole thing is a low spot here, so it's got to be built up a little bit with some filler. Not a lot, as you saw with the ruler. It's pretty good. This bottom edge came out good here. This is sweet here, no complaints. So just a little bit of finish work on that and it's good to go. So next up, what is next up? This is ready to put into epoxy. The wheel wells are almost ready to epoxy. I've just got to clean up the residuals here, take some acetone at there, excuse me, clean up any leftover seam sealer up in there. Same thing on the other side of the car. I did straighten up this guy yesterday while I was waiting for something. It's not perfect as you can see, but it's close. I'll take a little more time on that. So this guy's about finished. I got to do the other side of the car. I should probably pull this dent out while it's up on the rotisserie. That's a gnarly one there, but I'll get out the welding gun, the stud gun, and probably will need a slide hammer to pull that out, but I have one of those stud levers on recommendation from Roger. This is so heavy gauge, I don't know if that'll work, but we'll give it a try. So I should probably do that while it's still up in the air, so I should add that to my list. Let's look at the list. Always feel good to do that. Scratch. Look at that, we're getting so close. So we got to finish the other rocker seam. I actually think I'm going to wait on this. This one. That's going to be hard to get to while it's on the rotisserie, so I think I'll just do that later. So rocker seam inside of the roof panel. I don't have the wheel wells in here. Let's see, comes around too much. Wheel wells and rocker. This is hard to type with one hand. Hang on. There we go. That's a little better. So I don't like adding things to the list, but it's awfully close. So let's see. That's got a day of paint. Probably a day to get this and the wheel wells done and the rocker seam. So a couple of days left, and then this big pane there. So probably three or 4 days left, and we're ready to drop this baby, I think. Getting close, getting close. All right, so if anybody has any thoughts on what you saw here that I could have done better to maybe eliminate that dent there, I think, as I said, that came because that gap was too tight right there, so the metal, when it was expanding from the heat and stuff, just had nowhere to go. I think that's what happened. But if you see anything else that you didn't like there, please let me know. So this is the first one for an exterior panel. I'm pretty happy with it, but it's certainly a learning experience, so I will take whatever advice you guys have and apply it to the next panel. So I'm not going to do the finishing work on this now. I just want to get this thing painted, epoxy, primer, and just get it on the ground. Do all the body work later. I just want to get it off the rotisserie. So anyway, thanks everybody, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.